Hey everyone, Vince here from Dabble Podcast. Starting a new series. I'm gonna kind of start doing these probably once a month, maybe every couple of weeks or whatever. It all depends. But this is gonna be where I'm gonna kind of share with you some of the things I've picked up throughout the month. This first one's gonna be kind of a combination of December and January. I enjoy going out and toy hunting. I might actually do some of that at some point. Just gotta make sure I stay safe because I'm asthmatic, and and my son is as well. I don't want to bring anything to him. But let's go on to the goodies. So I went out to Target last Friday and was looking for the NECA Channel 6 4-pack. It's got like Vern, Irma, and Cat April, or she was turned into a cat in one of the episodes. I want to find it, and it's been a lot of the Facebook groups I'm in. People have been showing that they're finding them, but I haven't been too lucky with the two Targets I went to. And then I think Walmart, which is one of the places I went to on last Friday, was looking for the 2-pack turtle sets for the 90s movies from NECA. I missed out the 3 times they've released it at GameStop, Walmart when they were single, GameStop I think when they were single, Walmart when they were 2-packs. I'd love to be able to get them because I have Super Shredder, I have the Raphael and Casey 2-pack, and then my dad got me the Splinter and regular Shredder from the first movie, and then I have the April one that I pre-ordered from NECA back in April last year or May. But anyway, no luck, sadly. But I did find 2 figures I was looking for. I have been collecting the Gundam Universe figure line, and I love these figures. I remember the old Gundam figures that came out that were like the size of G.I. Joes. Those were fantastic, but because the line died basically here. Well, these are 6-inch figures, very detailed, and they display well. They have some of the accessories. They don't transform or anything, because I know the Wing Gundam has the ability to, in the show, to be able to transform into the bird mech, but they're really cool display figures, and I was finally able to get a hold of Sandrock, and really awesome. So I have Death Scythe, the Wing Gundam, and then this one, and then Tall Geese. They're going to be releasing Heavy Arms, which I haven't found yet, the Wing Gundam Zero from Endless Waltz, and then the Shenlong Gundam. So I'll be able to have all the ones from Gundam Wing. It's not my favorite Gundam series, and it's definitely not the first Gundam series I ever watched. Anime is one of those things that's been a big part of my life growing up, and I think the first, if it wasn't the original Mobile Suit Gundam, it was the Zeta Gundam, or Double Zeta. I remember my dad and one of his best friends, Ray, used to be a part of a club that would get movies from Japan. They would fan dub them and then distribute it to the club members. And for us, that's how I watched a lot of my anime back then. So we had them on VHS and everything until eventually would become released here. But anyway, some of these figures are really great. I'm hoping that we'll get to see the GPO-1 from Stardust Memory, or I know the Strike from Gundam Seed is coming out. Well, Strike's already out. No, I meant to say it's a lot of stuff to keep in your mind, but the Freedom or the Justice, one or two. See, please don't pull my Gundam cred. If I'm watching it and I'm around it, I'm spur of the moment trying to remember this stuff, but Yeah, I'm looking forward to more Gundam figures coming out from this line. And I've seen some of the ones that they're releasing in Japan, which are pretty nice, that have more accessories. I believe they're the same size as this, because I think I saw it at one comic book shop in Dallas back in Thanksgiving when I went to go see my dad finally. They had the GPO3, and I would have picked it up, but it was just, I was trying to save some money at the time. But anyway, so I got that, and then I picked up this, which I've been collecting the Alien vs. Predator video game figures that NECA did. I only need this one and then the Mad Predator, but this is one I was missing. So it's the Arachnid Alien. I can't wait to get. I'm sorry about the glare, guys, but I can't wait to get this all displayed with all of them. Dutch and the, I can't remember the girl's character's name, and then the two Predators that you can play in the game. Fantastic game. If you can play it anyway, emulate it or whatever, play it. It's amazing. Beat 'em up. But those are the figures that I picked up in the wild. Now, I got a couple games on sale that they may still be on sale. I know one of them's probably not. I wanted to get this because since we're doing live streams of Tekken 7, I know we're wanting to do more of Street Fighter as well, Street Fighter 5, and then maybe some Third Strike and stuff. Well, I have the Street Fighter 30th anniversary collection on the Switch, because at the time my buddy Adrian was working with the same job I was, and we were playing Switch all the time during lunch, and or just online when we got home. But I didn't have it for the PS4, so I went ahead and picked it up. Of course, it's not the US release, and I know it's on sale cheaper than what I paid, I believe. But I paid like I think $25 for this, so I'm happy to have it physically. Definitely be something we will be streaming. Third Strike is one of my favorite Street Fighter games, but yeah, look forward to seeing us play that. Me, Gabriel, and a couple of my other buddies, Scrappy, who's been playing with us in Tekken. And then I went ahead and picked up The Outer Worlds for the Xbox. When I was toy hunting, I found this for $14, so I couldn't pass it up. This is made by Obsidian, so these are the guys that did the Fallout New Vegas game, which is fantastic. And I'd love to see not a new Vegas game, but I'd love to see them make another Fallout game or get the rights to do it and do like a Fallout Texas. I know they did a Fallout in Texas on the Xbox. I can't remember the name of that one, but I didn't ever play it on the Xbox. But I would love to see something where you do a Fallout set in Texas and maybe have like giant tarantulas and stuff instead of scorpions, and then you could do this whole thing where you have like the Battle of the Alamo 2, like the big end of the game is like you're defending the Alamo again. We were talking about on our Discord some like crazy ideas that we have for like a new Fallout game if it was set in Texas. But yeah, I enjoyed this playing through this the first time. I did it on Game Pass, so I'm glad to have it in my collection. So I'll definitely play through it again. The second to last game I picked up was Far Cry 6. I know people were upset because it has the same mechanics, and the story's kind of lackluster. I'm at least from some of the things I've heard. But it was only $20, so I can't complain. I believe it's back up to its normal price, but last week when I picked it up, it was like $20. The last game I got like for $10 was the South Park The Fractured Butthole. I wanted to pick this up because I enjoy the Stick of Truth, and I'm looking forward to playing through this. I haven't had a chance. So that kind of like does it for the games I picked up. The next thing I picked up was, these are some animes from my past that I watched. one of them is one of my favorite animes. It's my top 5, and it's just this part of that anime. And I'll go ahead and talk about that one next. So I went ahead and picked up Robotech Part 1, the Macross Saga. Now, I love Macross more than I love Robotech. And so I was very happy when it was announced that Big West and Harmony Gold had their thing settled, so that way we can start getting Macross series here, because we've had some really good series that we've never had in the States other than like Macross Plus, the 4-part OVA, and then you had I'm sorry for the plane that's happened to flying over my house right now, and because I live in an old house, it's the walls are not insulated like they should be. But back to this, the Macross series, you had like, there was a movie we got. They retitled as the Robotech the movie, but in Japan it was called Macross Do You Remember Love? It had a horrendous like Indian dub, I believe it was. And it's great though, because it's like, even though it's a bad dub, it's still, to me, gold, because it's what I grew up listening to. It's like, if you ever watched the Akira Now, the version that we got that Pioneer released, it has a total new redub with like a more accurate translation to the original anime versus like the original dub that came out in the 90s that I grew up watching, where Leonardo was the voice of Kaneda. Kaneda is how they pronounce him in the Pioneer release. But Robotech was like, if there was an anime series I could jump into, and it was Robotech or Macross. I wanted to be a pilot at one point. It was funny that I have a story where I talked to, I had an Air Force recruiter call me back when I first graduated from high school, and they're like, would you want to join the Air Force, and blah, blah, blah. And I said, do you guys have mechs? He's like, what? Yeah, transforming robots that, I can pilot on the battlefield? No. Yeah, like, call me when they have these things and I'll join. I will sign up and, I'll totally be there. Of course, we never did that, so. But this is one of the series that I watched with my dad when I was really young. I mean, this, I believe, aired here in the States in 82, 83, 84, I believe. I don't remember. I know I was just really, really young, and I think it was before, well, my sister was a baby, I think, at the time. But I loved it. I just completely loved it. It was one of the things that, it had a lot of things that I'd love to see our future being, because most people, when they watch Star Trek, they thought that was going to be our future. I hope that this would happen. I'd hope that, the Macross would just kind of like crashing in, and, we would all lead to that future. And that never happened. The imaginations of the youth, But if you've never seen Robotech or Macross, check it out. It's great. The next one I picked up is another one from my childhood. Now, when I saw this originally, this wasn't titled, at least when it was released on, I think, on the BBC, because I watched this with my dad and my Uncle Ray. And the fact that I remember watching this series and then watching a few of the movies, and this is, I believe, the third movie in this series. Yatsura, sorry. Remember My Love. Now, so if you are a fan of anime, you might recognize the style. This same artist who did this is also the same person that did Ramen One Half and Inuyasha. So I've been enjoying showing this series so far to my wife when I can find it on YouTube. But officially, I have all 3 of the first 3 movies. There's, I think, 5 movies total. The first one I watched was the 4th movie. But it's kind of like there's an alien race that comes to Earth, or they basically go around conquering different planets. And the way they do it is they have this whole thing where they play tag. And basically you got to touch their horns on their head to get them to, lose. So you have, like, I think a couple days to try to do it. Well, the main character ends up, like, pulling off her bra, and she's like goes like this to this, which frees up her horns for him to grab. It's just funny. Her bikini top, not her bra. Sorry. But it's a funny, fun anime. If you watch Inuyasha and Ranma 1/2, you understand the comedy and things in this, and what would be in this. But yeah, two animes that I picked up, and then I picked this up on a recommendation, or not a recommendation, but I was watching a couple of videos on YouTube from some YouTubers, and they were talking about this movie, and all I could think of is it's ninjas in America, and I'm a big fan of, like, American Ninja, at least the first one and the second one, because to me, American Ninja feels like the best Snake Eyes origin story, versus, like, the garbage we just got last year. I'm a big G.I. Joe fan, and I hated that movie with a passion, because that movie wasn't Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was his own villain, and he was the villain in his own movie. And it's sad too when you have a movie about a character that goes through some really bad traumatic experiences in his life and is still a beacon of hope for the people around him and the people that he interacts with, and his friends and family, and are the ones that he calls family. To have him not have that and in the movie just didn't feel right. And also having I'm going into a G.I. Joe rant about that Snake Eyes movie. That was horrible. I'm sorry. Let me finish my train of thought, and I'll go back to what this movie is. But the fact that, like, you literally cast an actor that is, he's the type of person, I'm sure, that would never wear a mask. It's like the first Judge Dredd movie, right? You pick Stallone to be Dredd. He wears the helmet, like, what, 5 minutes in the movie? That's about it. The rest of the time he's completely shows his face. And, versus, like, the Carl Urban Judge Dredd movie, or the Dredd movie, which was fantastic, he never took his helmet off. And that movie definitely deserves a sequel. But Miami Connection is another movie that is hilarious that people need to see. You can find it on YouTube. It's just over the top, ridiculous ninja movie. But this one is New York Ninja. I haven't watched it yet. I'm going to. From what I know is that this movie was basically completed but never put together. And I just want to check it out. I want to see it. And I felt it was like, it just fits in that whole category of, like, these, my family loves B movies, and this would be a home here. I will definitely let you guys know how I feel about it. Alright, so last of the pickups was, I had ordered this from Amazon, and because I saw it and I was like, I'm a Mega Man fan, and I had to get it. So Hori made these Slit Pad Pro. So it's got, like, different Mega Man characters and everything. And I thought this would be a good fit for trying to play some fighting games, because I really hate the D-pad on the Joy-Cons. It is not great for fighting games at all. But yeah, I mean, this looks amazing. Let me actually take it out of the box and show you closer, because I'll need this knife when I get into these last 3 boxes. Um, sorry for the noise. Our mics pick up a lot. So, yeah, this is fantastic. I love the Mega Man colors on this. But, yeah. So, let me try to get that in a good angle where you can see it. And then the other. Come on, don't see my face. Yeah, it's gonna see my face anyway, whatever. But yeah, I'll definitely try this out. Hopefully I can do a little bit better with some fighting games on the Switch. But lastly, so Hasbro, their Hasbro Pulse, they do these conventions online the last couple of years because, or at least last 2 years, because of the fact that you know, we're dealing with a pandemic and everything, and they do these con exclusives. Well, I missed out on the first pre-order in this, and I wanted to try to get it, and I just kind of was lucked out. They had a restock of it. This actually kind of at the time completes my collection of these figures. And I only say at the time because some of the new wave of the figures are already starting to come out. But keep in mind, the figures that there's actually a set of figures in that line that I'm not going to pick up. I don't care how much someone pays me to get them. I don't want them because it represents that garbage movie that I was talking about a minute ago. But this I definitely had to have. So this is the Hasbro Pulse, their Pulsecon exclusive, Zartan. Sorry about the camera, guys. I'm trying to get this line out angled right. It's kind of cool. You got a little Zartan there. And the different faces you can do on him. Storm Shadow. Snake Eyes. Yeah, so, and what's awesome about this figure is, now, when I first saw this, I thought this would be great if they would have released this with his skiff, their Swamp Buggy and stuff, but they didn't. But, you know, the stuff that you get in this is pretty on par with, like, the first, G.I. Joe classified figure they did, which was the Snake Eyes that had like all the weapon rack, and he had the traditional colors instead of the one we got for the second release. But okay, let me get this in here. Man, the reflection. Sorry guys. But there you go. He's got some nice different face masks you put on. He's got his hood in there. He's got a like a scarf, and then his bow that he killed the Hardmaster with. Let's see what else. He's got a knife. His little backpack. Now, what's cool about this figure is that he actually changes colors, like one of the original figures. So Zartan in the cartoon, not in the comics, the Marvel run. He had a skin condition that if he was in the sunlight, he would like get weak and then change colors. Well, it was one of the gimmicks for the toys in the cartoon, you know, to sell toys. But it's really cool to have this because I got the other one, and this is more in line with the traditional Zartan. So awesome. I'm glad to have this, and I can't wait for the new bat, the two bats. We're gonna get the Python Patrol bat, the regular bat, the Python Patrol Viper. We got Outback in his Tiger Force look. I can't remember the other two are, but there's an Alley Viper. There is we're getting a classic Storm Shadow figure. in his original gi. I think he does it. He has gloves instead of him being barehanded, like the original figure and how he is in the comic and the cartoon. There is a Stalker coming. There is a Spirit. There's quite a few of them, and those are the next wave of figures I need to get. But it's cool that I'm being able to get these. So far, they're in the box. I'm going to eventually display them because I don't want to keep them in the box. These are for displaying and playing with my son and stuff, not to sell. You know, he can do that once I'm gone. The last two, I got these on Big Bad Toy Store, which is a great site. You should check it out. Sometimes they're a little overpricey, but they have some really good product. And if you factor in the fact of you trying to drive around, maybe going to like a comic book shop or some other collector store, you might pay the same amount that you would pay from them if you're getting it. But I actually ordered these back in October. They just finally came in both this month. One last weekend last week, and then one this week actually, yesterday. So one of the other series I'm collecting right now is the SH Figure Arts Dragon Ball Z figures and Super. So when I saw these, I was very happy because I want my Z Fighters for one. This is a definite, but I'm still missing a Vegeta. I missed out on the Gohan, the Kid Gohan, or Child Gohan, and then Vegeta, Kid Gohan. I need a Yamcha, and I think that's it. Because other than that, I have the other main Z fighters from like the beginning, at least of the Android saga. So I like the new boxes. Definitely tell what who's sending what to you. I give you a little bitty card. It kind of shows you an advertisement of things they got going on. And yep, this is the one I got first. Yeah, they got some really cool ones coming out for the new Dragon Ball Z movie, or Dragon Ball Super movie, Dragon Ball Super Superhero, which I'm looking forward to. It's supposed to have a time jump that's similar to what we got from the end of Dragon Ball Z originally. So we're going to get to see possibly Goten and Trunks older, instead of them being kids. And then it's like the introduction of Pan older, and I'm looking forward to all that. But Tien and Chaozu, I'm very happy to have these two. I love figure arts. Now they are a bit pricey, but you know, when you can get them when they're first released, it's pretty good. So this last one was this is really cool to have, because since I've been getting some of the figures that have been coming out recently, like First Form Frieza, Captain Ginyu, I need to get Zarbon and Dodoria and the rest of the Ginyu Force, but all of them have been coming with the Namekian Dragon Balls, so this is definitely one I wanted to get because of that. But Bulma, which is on Namek. Here we go. And if you look on the bottom here, you can barely see it. Yeah, that's one of the Namekian balls. And she comes with the Dragon Radar, which is cool. Her little pouch, the hat she wore, her backpack. Very, very cool. I'm hoping that we'll get to see like the other forms of Bulma later on. It's maybe in Super, because it'd be kind of cool to have all the Super characters together. But yeah, I love these figures, and I didn't get into them right away. I kind of recently, whenever the Dragon Ball Super Brawly came out, I started getting them because I was trying to get Brawly. I did get Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, and then like one other character. But then I started getting the other figures. I went on Big Bad, and they had some really good deals, and I was able to get some of the figures I was missing. Not a whole lot, but I mean, I at least got, you know, Trunks and his the Saiyan armor whenever they fight Cell, and then I have adult Gohan when he fights Super Buu, or technically you can have him where anytime. So he could have been the Mystic or Ultimate Gohan from the Tournament of Power. And then I have like different versions of Goku. I have Goku Black, Rose, like other ones that I've been picking up, and I enjoy these figures. They're really great. They have really good articulation. You can pose them really well. I'm actually looking at getting some stands because I love to have them in some really good fighting poses. But yeah, these are great figures, and you know, I don't collect everything, but there's things that I enjoy that I'd love to have, and I'm glad to have these in my collection. So yeah, and then one last thing is, like, I've finally been able to go through and display my NECA Turtle stuff, and they look great. I'm gonna put some pictures of how I need to get some backdrops. You know, either I'm gonna have to make them myself or find some and just get them printed. I wanted to get the NECA play set that they had done, or display diorama that with like a street level. So you had like a street and a second level and then like a rooftop. And man, it looked awesome. Because you could put anything on it. You could put, like, you make a Terminator scene, or something out of whatever. I mean, whatever figure line you want to put in there, you could have. But yeah, this is what I got. I hope you guys enjoy this video series. Please bear with me. I'm still learning a lot about all this. But yeah, we've really been trying to go through and clean the house since the storm we had back in April, and we had a lot of like water damage from our pipes bursting, and so a lot of stuff just got kind of displaced, and I'm finally being able to kind of get everything kind of displayed and put back in the order they need to be in, and getting rid of these boxes, because you know, I'm not a box collector unless it's the Masterpiece Transformers or something. I don't really collect them. I'll just keep my figures in a box until I can get them displayed. That way I don't have to worry about them being dusty. I mean, they're eventually going to get dusty until I can get something like this, but I just don't have a room for like a whole lot of those. Hey everyone, I got one more thing to share with you. My buddy Andrew recommended me this game right here, Daymare 1998. Now this game is $13 right now on Amazon, so you might want to check it out. He said it's very much in the vein of Resident Evil 2 remake. It actually almost feels like it's a kind of a continuation after Claire and Leon leave before the bombs hit, but it's not connected at all. I really look forward to checking this out. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this episode. Please let me know if you would like to see this series kind of continue. What were some of the things you picked up recently? Well, that's about all I got. Hope to see you guys later. Definitely let you know that I should have the next podcast up probably Saturday. It's been a really busy week at work, and I haven't had a chance to edit it yet. So it will be coming. But until then, have a great one.